In the quiet solitude of her living room, Maria sits surrounded by remnants of a life once filled with laughter and warmth. Each photograph, a freeze frame of moments now lost to time, tells a story of the past, of a boy named Jacob whose disappearance carved a void in her heart. This narrative begins in the aftermath of loss, as Maria clings to the hope of finding what was once hers. The room, with its subdued lighting and the soft morning glow seeping through the curtains, sets a stage for a tale of profound emotional depth and technological intrigue. It is here that we step into Maria's world, a world where every corner breathes the memory of her lost son. Driven by a mother's unyielding love, Maria spent years piecing together the scattered trails left by Jacob's sudden disappearance.
Her days were consumed by visits to places he might have gone, meetings with people who might have seen him, always with a glimmer of hope that refused to die.
One ordinary yet fateful day, amidst the hustle of the city streets, Maria's eyes locked onto a young man whose features eerily mirrored those of Jacob. Heart racing with a cocktail of hope and fear, she approached him, her voice barely a whisper, laden with years of pent-up longing and despair. In the quiet corner of a quaint cafe, Maria sat across from the young man, her eyes brimming with tears, her heart a tumult of emotions.
Yes, I am Jacob, S1 Jacob.
As they talked, Maria felt an unsettling difference in the young man before her. His responses were precise, his emotions subdued. When she reached out to touch his hand, the coldness of his skin sent a shiver of doubt through her heart. Fueled by a growing suspicion, Maria followed Jacob to a nondescript building, its stark, modern lines a sharp contrast to the warm chaos of her home.
Inside, she found herself standing outside a high-tech laboratory, where through a slightly ajar door, she overheard a conversation that would shatter her world.
The AI has adapted well, one scientist noted, speaking of the seamless integration of technology and human-like attributes.
Maria's heart sank as she pieced together the horrifying truth. Her son, or at least his likeness, was part of an AI experiment. With a mixture of anger and desperation, Maria confronted the scientists, her voice cracking under the strain of her emotions. The lead scientist's reply was clinical, detached. Maria staggered back, the implications of his words slicing through her like a knife. Her son, the boy she had loved and lost, had been reduced to data, to an experiment. Jacob was the basis for an AI project aimed at exploring emotional replication. Your actual son was involved in different research. Is my son just an experiment to you? This part of Maria's story raises profound ethical questions. How far can and should science go in replicating human emotion? The scientists viewed their work as a breakthrough in cognitive science, a step towards understanding human emotion through artificial means. For Maria, however, this revelation was a betrayal, a violation of her son's identity and her memories. This clash between scientific advancement and personal ethics highlights the complex terrain we navigate in the modern world of AI development. As Maria interacted more with AI Jacob, she grappled with the unsettling reality that the entity before her could mimic the expressions, the voice, even the subtle gestures of her son. But could it ever truly feel? Could artificial emotion ever match the depth and unpredictability of human feeling? This section delves into the capabilities and limitations of AI in emulating what is arguably the most defining aspect of human nature: our capacity for deep, complex emotions. The revelation of Jacob as an AI forced Maria to navigate a labyrinth of grief and acceptance.
It's like walking through a never-ending storm. I know he looks like my son, sounds like him, but the reality is so much harder to accept.
Her journey was marked by a poignant struggle between rejecting this new reality and the instinctive maternal pull towards the figure that resembled her son. This part explores Maria's internal battle, her moments of denial, and the slow, painful process of coming to terms with loss, not just of her son, but of the future she had imagined. What defines our identity? Is it our memories, our physical form, or something more intangible? This section philosophically explores the concept of identity in the age of AI. It questions the essence of existence, especially when the lines between human and machine are blurred. Maria's story is a canvas on which these existential questions are vividly painted, prompting a reflection on our own perceptions of self and the other. In the quiet of her living room, surrounded by the shadows of evening, Maria reached a form of acceptance.
Holding the photograph of Jacob close, she whispered, "No matter what form you take, you are my son, my Jacob."
This resolution does not signify a conclusion, but rather an ongoing process of understanding and acceptance, a testament to the enduring power of love amidst the complexities of technology. This narrative extends beyond Maria's personal story, touching upon broader societal implications. As AI continues to advance, its integration into our lives poses significant emotional, ethical, and philosophical challenges. This final section reflects on the potential futures of human-AI relationships, considering both the promises and the perils. As we stand on this precipice, the story of Maria and her AI son serves as a poignant reminder of the deeply personal impact of technological progress.